Hi guys, Pisces, welcome back everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in. Pisces, we are about to enter into a full moon, and it's a pretty special moon because it's a harvest moon, and it is also a super moon. So it's going to be the first of three consecutive supermoons and our brightest and biggest. So it's going to kind of like be one of those timelines where there's more power that kind of comes upward, more energy, especially energy of like emotions and instinct. Things are going to kind of like be more highlighted, we'll say. And so, with that in mind, that's kind of the way I wanted to look at this. What is the like instinctual or subconscious message that's been maybe like buried pretty deep, but it's really being brought up to the surface now? This is something that wouldn't necessarily come up in any other full moon. So it could be a little deeper, a little more hidden than usual. We have concealment, we have magic. I just got done with an Aries story, and that magic card also came out. And I was like, okay, Aries has some kind of magic. But in this case, this says, I mean, we've got like spiritual gifts or some kind of like maybe this is around this super moon. It could be that Pisces is going to start actually recognizing or even activating some like gifts that have been held in their DNA or something. We've got Ayurvedic medicine. Our character could be called to explore healing with Ayurveda treatments, helping to bring internal purification for balance. So we could have somebody who's like always gravitated a little bit toward like herbs and nutrition and natural healing combined with spiritualism, but there's just a kind of a stronger, like maybe an aptitude for something, like maybe Pisces has always been really good in the kitchen, and they're just like all of a sudden getting much more excited about the concept of like nutrition, and how it feeds the body, but also the soul. There could be like an element here of like, I'm suddenly so much more drawn to something that I already was intuitively drawn to. Like I was always good in the kitchen, but now I'm realizing there's more to it than that. And we have the card of coaching. Our character may be being called to explore transformational mentorship to bring clarity, insight, and healing for growth and transformation. Okay, so everything here talks about if there has been a cloaked and hidden gift within Pisces, it may be that Pisces is all about being a healer of like body, mind, spirit, soul. I don't know, Pisces is going to start suddenly being inspired to like, write a cookbook that's both nutritional but healing and has insights on how to live a better quality life or something. But it just feels as if these are either like generational gifts that have been passed down. I'm also getting like a lot of chakra type work here, aura work, different energies here that are all pertaining to like the body and vibration, but for the spirit as well as for the like the physical self and the mental self. If this is what like a true calling is for Pisces, or this is something that they are realizing, I've always had a natural aptitude for this, that could go on like hyperdrive. And it's like, you know what, I'm going to go take some classes in Ayurveda. I'm going to go and work on becoming a life coach, get my whatever certifications or something. We have Ace of Cups and Page of Cups. I really feel like it's all love. Like everything Pisces, and these are great cards for Pisces, right? Because they're both cup cards. It really feels like Pisces is so like awakening to their personal gifts, a real purpose in life. They might recognize that I've always loved doing certain things. I've always been interested in certain things, and I'm going to start dedicating time to certain things. I also am picturing like, I don't know if Aries is going to be like going back to their like cultural roots, going back and like learning old recipes from their nana or from someone else's nana that was, back in the neighborhood where they grew up or something. But I could definitely feel like Pisces is going to feel like a kid who's ready to absorb and learn. They could be bringing a gift to like an elder's home or something and say, you know what, you had so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and I didn't absorb it necessarily when I was a kid the way I want to fully absorb it now as an adult. And I'm sorry, maybe I could have listened better as a kid. All this knowledge that I could soak up all about things that I actually love. I almost feel like Pisces is going to recognize that they're either at a certain point in their life, a certain awakening moment, or they're at an age bracket where things that they've always had some interest in or were exposed to as a kid suddenly become something that they're incredibly interested in as an adult. And it's like maybe this is the age where people in their family awaken to this gift. Okay, Five of Pentacles. I feel like there's a strong motivation to heal oneself, but to also alleviate other people's suffering. It feels like Pisces is so compassionate, so intelligent, so heart-centered, and freaking brilliant because they have all of these interests in things that would do nothing but help to heal those around them. But I almost feel like they're really being awakened and motivated because they see other people in, times of distress and need. And they're like, you know what? Maybe I've denied or fought with myself that I know I come from like a long line of healers, or I come from a long line of, great nutritionists, or I come from, family heritage of people that knew like food was, such an important component of, health and community and culture and wellness and all these things. But I want to combine all these, and I'm really dedicated to it now. I feel very buzzed, very jazzed to pursue these things. These are natural gifts that I already have been exposed to, but they're really coming to the forefront because I see other people in need, in distress. I could really see that this Pisces is about to take on some kind of project. We see a Five of Wands. I think that Pisces is like, there are people out there that don't have enough to eat, and I'm really motivated to start programs in a community where there's food insecurity, or get other people involved. But I want it to be like really nutritious. I really care about the health and the wellness of my community, and that means everything. That means happiness. That means, sufficient food sources. That means like working together. I really think Pisces is being so excited that skill sets and interests that they naturally have. I think Pisces is going to be a great leader. And I think that they have a huge heart. And I think that they simply have, I'm hearing that song, Give Me Something to Believe in. I feel like Pisces totally believes in using their natural aptitudes and skills to do things that it turns out they love doing. They develop their natural skills, and it all in turn helps the people around them, helps their community, whatever their community is made up of. This just feels like an amazing Pisces who's like, they're hearing the call, and the call is quit hiding all of your incredible gifts. Pisces, you've got so much to offer this world. You've got talents, you've got, this great brain, and you've got a way that you could actually like just both fulfill some things that you enjoy doing, but also make other people's lives better. I keep seeing all this conflict, right? We have 3 fives in a row: Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Five of Swords, and everything here says other people have a ton of conflict. Pisces has nothing but love and nothing but skills to bring to the table. I think Pisces is going to be a major player. They're going to be a big mover shaker, either in calming down stresses or getting to the heart of where do conflicts arise from. It's from lack, it's from feeling of being left in the cold, it's from feeling of not having enough. And I feel like Pisces is going to be able to help. Maybe it's about feeding people's souls, not necessarily just about food, but about understanding the human condition and saying, what people are missing out on is they're missing out on stability. They're missing out on security. They're missing out on, feeling good about themselves. They're looking for other people to empower them. When they don't get that, then there's more hostilities. They feel like everybody's picking at them. And I almost feel like Pisces has this incredible capacity to see it all and understand it all. And if that is one of their deepest gifts and why they could be terrific at coaching people on how to not just exist in a world of conflict, and instead say, hang on, where's the real sense of conflict coming from? If Pisces could coach people out of that feeling of inadequacy, desperation, say, darling, think of it differently. No one else has to give you a sense of peace. You're already good enough. Now, if it's something like food insecurity, that's a whole different thing. That's a more tangible thing. But you notice how we keep seeing like addressing like body, mind, and spirit here, right? Even with these three fives, here's the more tangible with the pentacles, here's the more heart-centered with the wands, then here's the more, mind-centered with the swords. So it very much like body, mind, and spirit. We got a Queen of Swords, we got the Hermit. I think mindfulness practices are really amazing, and I feel like, I don't know if Pisces could also be developing some kind of like, I can see him going down the road of like becoming someone who can do hypnosis and really help people to like, just by the sound of their voice, because of this Queen of Swords here, help people to like sit and like, go into themselves a little bit and then release things that had been stressing them out, do some internal work, like guiding people more internal so that they can self-heal a little bit or something. I don't know, this just keeps feeling like the words and the patience and the comprehension that Pisces naturally has could be applied to help so many people. And it almost feels like this is the gift, the purpose, one of the talents that Pisces could share with the world, and they're awakening to it during this supermoon. I've known for a long time I have a better like purpose of how to use some of my talents that I haven't previously brought front and center. Maybe Pisces was shy to do it before, or maybe they didn't really see the necessity. But look, I always say it this way. I do believe this, even though these are just fictional stories, right? But this statement that I'll say is something I actually do believe in as a real person living my real life. I do believe that every single one of us is supposed to be alive in this moment in time on this planet, sharing this space together right now. I think every single one of us has a purpose. We are supposed to like be here at the same time to put stuff into the pot of stew. And if we think of it that way, then it means what we do really matters. So why would we not do our very best? Why would we not use our greatest gifts and talents and say, what would be the best thing I could ever do with my life's purpose to make other people's life better if I have the capacity or if I have a gift that could assist? Hey, that sounds pretty amazing. While simultaneously making my own life something that is more loving, more interesting, following pursuits that I enjoy and would benefit others. Well, that sounds pretty rad. That sounds awesome. I could help change things for the better with me just doing things that I naturally have an aptitude and an interest in. That kind of sounds like a great thing to be able to do. I don't know, like I just feel like this Pisces has something so special to share with the world. And it may be that it begins with their like sensitivity, their natural aptitudes and ideas. But in this storyline, I mean, I'm sure this is just one snapshot of one fictional character, right? Not all Pisces would necessarily have this exact, gift or talent or life path. And, maybe we have different life paths at different points in our life as well. But this is a pretty cool one. This full moon might just bring up that idea that Pisces has for a long time known. I have something to really share with the world. And this is my time to uncover some of my gifts that I've had, but I just haven't utilized them. Again, this is but one example of a Pisces and what one of their gifts might be. But certainly, as I said before, I really do believe that every real person living on this earth has gifts to share. That's why we're all here together, because we all contribute something. So in this story, this fictional character, these are their particular gifts. But I don't know, I felt like this was such a lovely message. And it kind of reinforces just something that I personally have a philosophy about. So I don't know, to me, it was very uplifting, very soothing. And it just feels really nice. Feels like a great message for a full moon. All right, you guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.